Leone queens, right? Queen for this, yeah? Yes. So you don't need to use the car. Sorry, your mom is not. You know, Maada Close mom is from so I have a lot of moms. My sister. Welcome back. Kenema, because of
USD.
Cambia. Welcome back.
Talaba?
Oh, okay. Hi, Miss Bond. Bombali. Hi.
Bo.
Miss Bo. Well done. Your name? Adele. Nice meeting you.
I'm not kidding. You meant to be playing, you know. So you couldn't get more chance. Yeah.
Ladies, so we invited very impromptu, and it's a surprise for us that we were coming. I'm going to go, oh, I need to go so we can dress up. There is no surprise, but you will see me when you're all dressed up. I will try. We'll try. So, Madam Boss Lady is really and speak to you, talk to you. So to speak to you and to motivate you, to tell you about her own journey, she being in the entertainment industry as well, she being a beauty queen as well, and so you are able to interact with her, ask her questions, and see, you know, if there's anything you want to know from her, and she will be able to. We are missing Western woman.
Okay, so bring it in. Yeah.
We're missing Western woman. So you've met the ladies, first lady, and they've been in the camp since Sunday, and they're all revving and getting to go. The pressure is, as the Nigerian says, pressure is getting worse. The pressure is there, and you know, people are getting very nervous, and so therefore it's even coming out in the emotions and things like that. So it will be good for you to be able to interact with them, speak to them, advise them, and yeah, just general, so that they feel free to be in your company. And thank you very much for last minute.
We appreciate it.
We do, we're grateful for this. Thank you so much.
Okay, well, ladies, I'm here. It's our interaction, so, you know, I am here. I've fulfilled my own part of the interaction, so it's your turn to make it work. You know, I want you to ask whatever question you want to ask, or whatever it is that you want to know, or whichever advice you think I should give to you before Saturday. And if you happen to be the queen on Saturday, you know, what's your expectation? I wish you all the best. I can't choose a queen right now because you're all a queen. But all I can say is, please enjoy that day. You're representing your district. That's a fantastic thing. There's a whole lot of young girls in your district. You know, for you to be the one to represent your own district, that's an honor. And that honor you shouldn't take lightly. You are a true ambassador, and when whoever is crowned to be the queen, you're representing a whole nation. And if you represent a whole nation, you should take the responsibility seriously. I'm going to let you ask me the question. Who wants to start? And then I will know who's going to win. Yes, Miss Potlocker.
Good evening, madam.
Hello.
It's such a pleasure to meet you. I have been waiting for this moment. When they told me you wasn't coming, I was so sad because I saved an outfit for you. But this was not the outfit, but let's just pretend that this is the outfit. So one of the many things that I admire about you is the fact that you are just yourself. I don't think that you ever imagined that you would be in this position, and there was no rule book or handbook to be in these types of positions, and I believe that as you go, you're just figuring it out. And being in Sierra Leone and in the society that we come from, where they expect people in leadership to be a certain way, act a certain way, pretend to be a role model that it's hard to measure up to. So, being in the public figure, what advice would you give to us young ladies that will be in a higher caliber of public figure to just be ourselves, to just accept who we are, no matter what society is saying or no matter how they think we should be?
Okay. From my own experience, you don't need a validation from anyone. You don't need a validation from anyone. What you actually need is your own approval. If you are comfortable in what you do, believe you me, just focus on doing it. Don't allow people to prescribe your dream for you. You should be able to know what you want to become, and you should be able to know what are your aspirations and focus on that. For me, I'm not looking for validation from anyone. I just want to do my work, and my work will speak for itself, and that's enough. Because I'm not here to compete with somebody. So don't be competing with another person, because there's no competition. Focus in who you are. Know what you want, and don't allow anybody to kill your dream. That's what I'll say to you. Thank you. Yes, Miss Moyamba.
Sorry.
Hello everyone, I am Daisy Abdullahi and I am Miss Moyamba. So I really want to know, because I'm someone who is passionate about self-knowledge, I want to know your story, like how you started to at this top that every young woman and girl aspire to be, and what really led you, what moved you to do the Hands Off Your Girls campaign. because it's something we really want to know. We just say hands off our guards, but we don't really know how it all came about.
Thank you. Please have a seat.
Thank you.
You know, the Hands of Our Girls is somehow a personal story, because what people don't know, I'll focus on talking about rape. And everybody thinks the Hands of Our Girls is just about rape and, you know, just rape, but that's not the case. I have a belief in my head that early marriage in any form is a legalized form of rape, because a child cannot give consent. So for me, early marriage is rape. And because of that, and because I was a victim of early marriage, I was married off at the age of 12. You know, it is only by the grace of God that God said that man will not touch me. And you'll be surprised what saved my life. It was the war. When the war came, I refused to follow my family. I knew 100% if I'd followed my dad at that time, we go back to the Gambia, they would have shipped me off to this man. And you'll be surprised to know the man, what's the man's profession at the moment. He's an imam. So you know what would have happened? I'll be calling prayer in the mosque. You know? So that's what inspired me, because I actually know the feeling of being abused. I actually know the feeling of a child not having your own voice to speak up. I actually know the feeling of when people try to micromanage what you are supposed to be. And because I went through that at a very early age, that's why I'm very rebellious. Because I know that feeling. And when somebody tried to control me, somebody tried to cage me, somebody tried to change me from who I am, I become very rebellious. Because I just believe that you cannot force someone to do things if they don't want to do. Your human right is your human right. So when I make the rape as a prominent side of the Hands of Our Girls, that complements early marriage. And that will also help in the reduction of infant and child mortality. That will also help in the reduction of HIV and AIDS. That will also bring a lot of awareness for fistula. So all of these things, they are interconnected into what the total look of Hands of Our Girls is that. I wanted to find a way to stop rape and stop early marriage, because if you join those two together, they are the biggest problem we have in this country. And that's the reason why you have a lot of teenage pregnancy. That's the reason why you have a lot of teenage death. That's the reason why we have fistula all over the place. That's the reason why we're talking about HIV and AIDS. These are the reasons. So instead of we just focus on solving the problem, let us solve the root cause. So for me, the root cause is rape and early marriage. Because early marriage, that child does not have even the understanding to say to this pedophile, who is an old man, can we go and do tests so I know you don't have a HIV/AIDS? That child don't have that privilege. And when that man have sex with that child, she does not have the privilege to say, oh, don't come inside me because I will be pregnant. Or if the man chooses not to use condom or something to protect the girl, she has no power in it. And if she becomes pregnant and not able to deliver that child, she ends up having fistula. So it's like you're victimizing a child over and over and over. And that's why I don't want to just concentrate on one problem. Put all of them together and call them Hands of Our Girls. That's what Hands of Our Girls is. Thank you. Good job. I'll come. Yeah? Yes. Go on.
Good evening again, ma'am. I work as a corporate governance professional, and I'm very passionate about women empowerment. With the President's 30% gender bill that was passed, although I work as a corporate governance professional, I can actually observe that there's still a gap in terms of financial inclusion and in terms of having women in decision-making positions. So, as a first lady, I wanted to know if you have plans of actually improving in that sector, because although we have a 30% gender bill which was passed, but going into meetings and having to see some certain things happening, I think there is still this gap that we have to bridge within that aspect. So I would like to know, what are your plans in improving in that area? Thank you.
My darling, I am not governmental. But what I can say is the fact that when the president made that pronouncement, he made it from a very good position because he believed in it. He pursued it and he had implemented himself. Today in Parliament, we have 30% of women in Parliament. That's because the president believed in that, and that's why we had a proportional election this time. The president has gone beyond 30% in terms of cabinet position. We're now at 38%. But don't let the men hear that. But we are 38%. And I know the institutions you're talking about are the private sector. So with the private sector, they themselves will have to be ashamed of themselves and understand that if the president have made such a pronouncement and the president is implementing, they should also be role model and do the same thing. But remember, if I'm sitting on this chair, you want to shift me, you'll have to use all the force in the world to shift me before I leave. The men are already seated. They are seated there. So it is for us women to now find a way to force ourselves and sit in those chairs and say, this is where I am. Or bring your own chair and sit there and say, I belong here too, because I am a woman who can also contribute to nation building. Okay, let me come this side. Bo. My dear, in my world, there is nothing called stress. In my world. You know why? Because I don't waste my time on things that don't matter. That's how I manage stress. If it doesn't concern me, I don't make it my business. And to say because you're first lady or you're a celebrity, you know, people say things about you that are not true. They upset you. But that should not stress you. Upset and stress are two different things. Stress is when you are now causing harm to your own health. And I refuse for anybody to give me any issue that will affect my health or that will cause me any kind of problem. Not possible, not in this world. So I don't stress myself over trivial things. I get upset. And when I talk about it, that moment, it's done. You know, so manage your stress by saying it doesn't matter. And when it's not your business, don't make it your business. And don't join people's fight, because people's fight is not your fight. You know, when you start fighting, you're here fighting this, fighting that, and helping this one, fighting with this person, you just waste your energy. Instead of using your energy for productive things that will make you a better person, you'll be wasting your energy in pleasing other people who maybe does not even care who you are. So really, like, you know, Miss Bombali.
about the people that are already suffering from this sexual abuse. Because my platform is focusing on the mental health of women and girls that have been sexually abused. So I just want your advice. If I choose something like that, how will I go about succeeding that?
Okay, so when you had the problem before, hands off our girls, it's still my problem. Because one thing I know is the fact that when a woman is raped or when a woman is violated and when a woman's dignity is taken away from her, she never forgets that day. And that never goes away. And with the success of the Hands Off Our Girls campaign, nationally and globally, I was able to go back to the United Nations and say to them, listen, we now have access to justice, which the United Nations passed. One day that will actually be a day for victims who before now did not have the voice to speak up and even feel like they still don't have justice, but then we can commemorate on that day and show to these victims that, look, we are not alone in this. We can stand with each other. So I went back to the United Nations and I presented a case to them and asked them to give the world a day. And last year, they gave me November 18, which is now a global day. It's a World Day for the healing and the prevention of sexual exploitation. So you now have a day where all these people who feel aggrieved that maybe this has happened to me before and no one is showing any interest, they have a day to commemorate and say, I am also a victim. And they will stand with me and will help them heal. Will help them heal and will help them find a way, because you don't forget these things, but you find a way to heal yourself so that you become part of a society that is a productive society. I know you're talking about the mental health issues. You should be able to manage your mental status. And that's the process we are working on for November 18th. November 18th is a healing day. If you can heal yourself mentally, you don't forget, but you move on. I think that's all I can say to you, because that for me has been an agenda, and I've taken it to the United Nations and they have given me what I wanted. And the first November 18 will be this November, and we will commemorate in Sierra Leone to show the world that it was Sierra Leone who asked. And because I was the one myself who went into the United Nations, no other First Lady in the world has ever done that. No First Lady in the world have actually stood in front of the General Assembly and asked for something and they got it. And me, from this place called Sierra Leone, I went there. 153 countries voted for my resolution. So I have to lead in that commemoration. So please, after your Miss Sierra Leone, join us, because November 18 we will commemorate and we want to do it big time. Leone, and then I'll go that side.
Okay, ma'am. So, good evening, Madam First Lady. This is not a question. This is something that I've been yearning for. So for like 2 years, I've missed like 2 appointments for you because like I lost my phone during that time. So I am the executive director for Girl Champions and also Hope for the Slum. Hope for the Slum is the foundation and organization, and Girl Champions is an initiative under Hope for the Slum. So Girl Champions advocates for the individual and group rights of girls, and we use our voices to like advocate. So we've done a couple of songs on the rights of girls and on the way. This started 2019. Okay, it was 2019 per se, but it started when Khadija died. So we started Hope for the Slum because of the fact that too many destructions around the world is channeled by the slum. Because like people out there can be raped or like can face too many problems. But you think about 70 to 60% of the things happening around the world. When you think of the slum, think about drug abuse, think about high crime rates, think about prostitution and all of that. So that brought about the initiative and Hope for Girl Champions. So we wanted to work with you. So I am kindly asking if we can work with you.
You know, how can I say no to that? After you have put it so eloquently. God, I want to have the opportunity to inspire as many girls as possible. Because it is when you are inspired and when you are enlightened that we'll be able to change the narrative in this country. So yes, I would really love to know what your idea is, and after your program, if I'm able to sit with you, I don't want to promise publicly, but I want to assure you when I say something, I do them. Okay? No, but Loco, you have said something. So, Connor.
Good evening, Ma. Thank you very much for being here, and I'm actually very thrilled to meeting you because I've been to your office like twice, but I only get the chance to speak to the Chief of Staff. I sent an invitation for my launching, the obstetric fistula launching, which was October 8th. So we've been in existence now for a year. The fight against fistula has started from 20 years back, and till now, there is little or no knowledge to so many people about fistula. Hence, Konodi Street is now an exception because we are actually spreading across the regions, the district, I mean the chiefdoms, and having so many girls who had no idea of what they were suffering from. We helped them get the surgery they need from Abadi Women's Center, and now they are under rehabilitation at the center. But then we have other patients that are from the neighboring districts like Kalang, Kenema, in my center, because we accommodate them since they're far, since they live in faraway villages or districts, and the ones within the vicinity of Kwebu City, they come and go for hygiene care, maintenance, and infection treatment till they are ready for surgery. So my request to you, the reason I wanted to see you was to work with you because I don't want CASI, which is actually the name of my organization, Community Awareness Rehabilitation Center. I don't want CASI to stop at the borders because these other women that are coming from other districts, part of fistula treatment going on in Kono district. And I think they deserve to have the same opportunity in their district, in their regions. And I want your help in that area. I'm in partnership with Abadi Women's Center of Girls, and their nurses and their staff annually, or let's say seldomly, goes to my center to train my volunteer nurses on how to do the screening and everything. So I can actually put things in place and coincide proposal and meet you if I have a chance and if you will accept that.
Okay, so I'm not a medical person. I hope you know that.
Yes, I do.
I am not a medical person, so I'm really not the right person to talk about history. But I know also that my voice matters.
Yes, that's exactly what
Okay.
I do. Yes.
And fistula is also part of the Hands of Our Girls campaign. So the next 5 years, as I'm moving from the early marriage, because the early marriage now we need to change the law on child marriage in this country. And that is basically my main focus right now. And the moment we're able to do that, I now move on to fistula, HIV/AIDS, and the rest, because I have to finish all the pillars that are within the Hands of Our Girls. So people know it's not about rape alone or early marriage, but we definitely, I would love to understand more about it. I work with Aberdeen Women's Center too, and like you're saying, with the November 18 commemoration that is coming, I have actually offered to take care of as many rape victims as possible, send them back to vocational schools so that they go and learn something and come out of there, help them through their healing, and then integrate them into society. So I'm also working with Aberdeen Women's Center, and I would love to know more about what you do and how you do it.
I'd also love to welcome you at my center whenever you visit for now.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Miss Western Area Rural.
Good evening, Madam First Lady. I'm Nancy, Miss Western Area Rural. I want to know how we met our able President, His Excellency retired Brigadier Julius Maada. And also, my platform is on less privileged children. I want you up because I'm not fortunate to help them. I want you up really. This evening I was sick. I was actually sick. I was lying down. I told my friend, my roommate, to tell Auntie to tell the board of Mr. Leone that I am not well. But I hear my friend talking, Madam Fatima is coming. I was like, wow, I will meet the First Lady tonight. Thank you.
Western Area Rural. You want to know how I meet Maada?
Yes,
it was just a coincidence. I met him in London. He came passing and he saw me and he could not resist. That's it. We met in London through a mutual friend, and we started talking, and we decided that we wanted to spend the rest of our lives together, and that's what we are going to do. Miss Tonkolili. Yeah?
Hello, ma'am. I'm so delighted to meet with you. And my question here is, in the case wherein a girl child is being raped or being forced into early marriage, what is the action as a first lady of our beautiful country, Sierra Leone? What is the consequence, or what are the consequences that the victim is going to go through?
No, the perpetrator. So that's what the Hands Off Our Girls campaign is all about. We are not the law. I am not the judiciary. But what I do, if I know about your case, I follow that case. And I make sure the police, they do the right thing, and I'll make sure that case is gone to court, and I'll make sure they don't delay the process. That's what I'll do. But I do not dictate. I don't tell them what to do, and I don't also prescribe the judgment. If you're found guilty, it is for the court to decide, and then the court will pass whatever judgments they want to pass on you. The only thing I do, I facilitate and make sure the victim is not victimized along the way. That's what I do. Thank you. No, somebody who haven't said something. Final degree.
Good evening, First Lady.
Gambia. Yes.
Good evening, Madam First Lady. Actually, I want to meeting you finally. First of all, I want to thank you for changing the narrative. I believe for far too long, all our fathers wanted was a male child, and today you changed the narrative. So if you had each and every household, the only thing they will talk about is they wanted a male child, but now they say, I quote, before I born the president, make I born Madam First Lady Fatima. So thank you for giving us the opportunity, for letting them know that girls too can do it. And again, thank you for inspiring me. For far too long, I actually wanted to talk about this. It's something that has been bothering me for quite a long time. You gave me the voice that I actually needed on something that has been eating me, and I was afraid to come out and say things like this. But with your Hands Off Our Girls campaign,
and I believe it's a stepping stone towards everything that I am doing actually. So today, I'm talking about sexual violence. I was victimized when I was a child, but because of the trauma and all that comes with it, I was really afraid to even speak to my parents. But the moment you launch your house of Ansafag, I was able to talk to my dad about that. In short of inspiration. And you might not know, but it changed a lot of things in my life. Because the moment I spoke about that, I feel like I've been myself. Because for far too long, it has been inside me. I was not living happily because of the trauma. So thank you so much for giving me that.
Maybe Google will just tell the planner is
Google will tell you.
Google might not tell you everything. The truth.
No, I think it's interesting. You know, but to stop this. I know you know I was born in Kono, right? Yeah, I was born in Kono, so I'm a bush woman. That's the fact. But believe you me, us from Kono today were very civilized. And I went to school in Kono. I know you guys don't understand why we're laughing, and forgive me, please. Forgive me. I you know it's rude. It's rude to just Look at that. I went to school in Anzaru Girls in Kono, so that's basically shaped me. And then I happened to have the privilege to come to convent, and I left for the United Kingdom. I went to college. I went to Sodok College, and then I went to Roehampton Institute. I went to Civil University, and then I finally went to London College of Communication. So that has been my journey. At Sodok College and Roehampton Institute, I studied performing art. So I have a BA Honours in Performing Arts. When I went to London College of Communication, I have BA Honours in Journalism. So if you see, I know how to talk because I was trained to talk. Okay? And I'm sorry again why I was laughing. I am truly sorry. Please. It's just some funny thing that came up in my head and I needed to say the Google thing. Yeah, I'm sorry. But yeah, because I don't want to sit here and start telling you, oh, this is who I am, this is who I am, this is who I am, when you can actually just use your time and find out. There's a whole lot of ways today that you can find out about people. So I will not come here and tell you stories, because if these are things that did not happen, you won't find them. In the world today, technology rules everything, and we have a digital technology that is global. So even if you're in the last village, if you do something that matters, or if you're doing something that matters, the internet will know something about you. So I would want to give you an assignment to Google me and find out if there is a gap that you want to know. Then I'll make time to talk to you about it. But for me to give you a broader information, then we'll be here for the whole day. Yeah? Thank you. Miss Palaba.
I am Maada, Miss Palaba. I want to know what urge or prompts our ever president to launch the prize.
You know, when His Excellency, even when he was in opposition, he has a plan. He has a clear plan. He knows exactly what he wanted to do. So in his first manifesto, he decided to focus on education because he believes that, you know, if we have an educated society, the young people are involved, the young people know what's going on, you know, you give them something to do with the free quality education. And of course, we saw how he changes the narrative about women and children in the country. He focuses on empowering as many women, change policies, change laws that makes a woman a better person in Sierra Leone. So with the Big Five now, women have the strength, women have the space, and women can actually accept and say, you know what, we are also part of this. So the Big Five is not for men. The Big Five is for everyone. So when you talk about agriculture, the women are supposed to be part of that because the women are actually leading when it comes to agriculture. When you talk about digitalization, when you talk about the public service reform, everything under the Big Five complements what he did the last 5 years. Because what he had done the last 5 years is collectively bringing them now and now say, from this point, let's move this to this, let's move this to this. So everybody now know which direction you need to go to. And you see him introduce the DSTI, DSTI, of course. You see him introduce a lot of innovations that will actually now help him when it comes to the Big Five. And he had just launched the agriculture part of the Big Five on Tuesday. And I believe that he's going to do the same for the rest, the remaining 4. But the agriculture really is for Sierra Leoneans to understand that we can feed ourselves if we can go back and grow what we eat and eat what we grow. So that's the idea. If every Sierra Leonean see agriculture fashionable, if every Sierra Leonean see agriculture not for old people, and when you turn your magazine, you need to see somebody who is a farmer and the person look like someone like you. That would be an inspiration. Have young people, a lot of young people involved in agriculture. Agriculture can make you an instant millionaire. But too many people don't know that. Too many people believe that, you know what, let me go and do business because through business I can make money, I can do, but agriculture, if you have a successful yield, you can become a millionaire instantly. So I'm advising all of you with your nice pedicures and manicures, look at agriculture as another avenue for you to be an entrepreneur, for you to be able to employ people. So you don't say, well, I'm not employed. You can actually be leading and employ as many people as possible, and you become your own boss. So I think that's the idea Maada is trying to do now. How do we get as many Sierra Leoneans as possible to be independent, to be self-sufficient through agriculture, to be the one making the decision, to be the one actually doing what this country needs to do, not government. The government, they are there, but government cannot bring the food and put on the table and tell you, open your mouth, let me feed you. But with your own agriculture, you can choose what you want to eat and at what time and what day you want to eat that. So that's the whole idea now, where we start to use our hands, we start to use our brains, we start to do the right thing. And through education, all of this can come true for all of us. So see, agriculture as fashionable. Please don't see it as old people's job. Okay? One.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for this opportunity. You know, Sierra Leone is rich and fertile as the potential of, let me say, access and potential for great baskets of abundance. Yet our agricultural sector has numerous challenges we are facing right now. So I will be advocating for, let me say, I will be advocating for the investment in agricultural practices, and also to ensure that no one goes to bed in our community, and no one goes to bed hungry in our community, and also for children to have access to nutritious food. But because I don't have that much support, I really want to work with you together. Let's sow the seed of, let me say, a more food secure future for one system.
I'm the president of Sierra Leone. Well, I would would love to do it for Bond, but I'm the first lady of Sierra Leone. So I would want to do it for the whole of Sierra Leone. I was actually appointed as the champion for agriculture last 2 years. I have my own farm. I have a very big farm in Manchester. And I do fish farming. I have chicken. So my vegetables, all my vegetables are grown in the farm. I don't buy vegetables anywhere. I grow my own food and I eat my own food. At least I know what is going in my body. Yeah? I would love to expand beyond that. But when you're talking about agriculture not funding, agriculture at the moment is the only sector that the president have announced what they will be giving them a year. Every other sector is waiting. But the president has already made a pronouncement that 10% of the GDP will go to agriculture. And I believe, just like the free quality education, Maada has put premium on agriculture. And we will see how that will change very soon. It's Mr. Talk and Do. So if he has said it, he is going to do it. And we're going to be behind it to make sure it is done. Okay? Candy? No. You haven't? No? Okay. Oh, give me the form.
Good evening, Madam President. First of all, I would say a very big thank you to the brother from Sierra Leone. It's a great pleasure for me to see you today. And this is not a question. I don't want to let you know that I like you so well. And I like you so well. I would love to be your mentor. Just don't say no, please.
And you're beautiful. And I know you're going to do well on Saturday. Yeah? Keep it up. I meet a lot of people like you who believe that I've touched their lives in different ways. And I want to continue doing that. And be there. Stand in the gap for young girls so that they become what they want to be. Okay? You're already my mentor. Yeah? Miss Fatima.
Good evening, ma'am. And it's my pleasure to meet you finally today. I want to know your experience you went through when you were in the modeling and your advice to us to afford anybody. Thank you.
Right. Okay. Modeling in England and modeling in Sierra Leone is a two different ballgame. Reason being is, in Sierra Leone you don't face racism. While in the United Kingdom, as a black girl who wants to be on the runway, who wants to wear the most sexy bikini on the biggest magazines, it's a challenge. So there is already a huge barrier when it comes to modeling in the Western world when you're a black person. You have to look a certain way. It's either you're extremely ugly or, anyway, nobody's ugly, sorry, that's the wrong word. You just have to look a certain way. You just have to look extremely different. You can be different, but they look for extreme different. You know? So that it's not about your look, but there is something about your body. Oh, she's dark, you know, and she's 6 foot something. They have to identify you, not for your brilliancy. They had to identify you for just when they say, oh, can you name black models? They should add that word to who you are. Oh, the black one, or the dark one. Which one? The one with the big eyes, the one that looks like, you know. So that for me is you're stigmatizing the industry. when I was there, when I wanted to do this, I was very young, and when you're young, you try to not please, not like being somebody who pleases everybody, but you try. You're a little bit naive. One, because you already have that disadvantage that you're a black person, and not just black, but black from Africa. So you work more, you give more, you have to give 10 times more than the normal white kid who will just come. They will come late and, oh, why are you late? Oh, I have something else to do. And if you black kid come late for rehearsals, why are you late? Don't do this next time, you know, and you can see the difference. It's just clear. So for me, in Africa, what we are lacking really is the exposure. Is the exposure with the right market. We don't have marketers. We don't have people who can see something special on a model and use that to market them. And the industry also in Africa, it's not a nice word, but it's vested with men who feel the only way they will have to help you, they will have to use you first. And that is wrong. That is absolutely wrong. And that's one of the differences also with places like the UK. I am not saying that sexual abuse is not in the UK. That's not what I'm saying. But all the laws are in place to protect you. So when you don't want to, you don't want to. If they force themselves on you, you can do something about it. While in Africa, somebody will abuse you in any setting, and now it is up to you to prove. So they gave you another job. Well, if you said this has happened, you have to prove it. Do I need to have a thermometer to check that somebody actually sexually abused me? But that's the difference here. So men will stop you to actually actualize your potential just because you refuse them. Now the other problem we have is us women. You will go and be part of an agency, and the person who is managing that choreographer or the director of that agency is a woman who feels intimidated by you. And the best way, or what they can do, is pull you down, because they have the position now to just push you at the back, because they don't feel comfortable if you are the rising star. So unless we are able to remove those things, where complexity is not there, where when you work with your bosses, they see you as equals, they see you as a partner, they don't see you as just a trophy girl, they see you as a partner in the industry, they see you as a contributor in the industry, and then they will begin to value what we have. But we have a long way to go. We need proper marketers, we need to have the right industry, we need to have the right places where you can show yourself, showcasing yourself. And one of those places is where you are today, representing your district, and then you will represent your country if you are in a Miss Sierra Leone. With that, you can go to the Miss World and Miss Universe or Miss World. You go to the Miss World and represent your country. When you get to Miss World, when you come to a beauty competition, Miss World is the biggest platform. So for you to be at Miss World, that's where you need to do your networking. That is where you need to market yourself. That is where you really need to use the ability you have to exhibit, the exposure that you have and the platform that you have to sell yourself in a positive way. That would be my advice, and that is my own take. The way they treat models in Africa and the way they treat models in the West, it's totally different. For me, it was more of racism. But I was lucky, because the agency, I was working for a modeling agency called Christian Modeling Team. I was so lucky that it was only 2 black girls. And for them not to be seen as racist, they'll have to send one of the black girls to go anyway. And I'm always available. Do you know what I'm saying? So, if you see me in magazines, if you see, because I know a lot of people, when I say, well, I used to do bikini, I used to advertise for Marks and Spencer, wear the bikini suits, and you know how that sounds, right? In Africa context, they just look, oh boy, that, you know, she's I'm not going to say the word, right? But when you have that kind of platform, that is huge. It's a big deal. You know, it is a big deal. When you're first lady, there's a lot of things that, okay, oh no, you can't do this, you can't do this. One day you visit me and I'll show you pictures. I'll show you different pictures of different things that I did when I was a model, and I am very proud of every one of them, because not many black girls had the opportunity to achieve those things. Thank you.
Jenny, I don't know if anybody, I don't know if you say this. Ask any question.
Thank you very much for coming, Madam First Lady. It was an awesome surprise. And when they heard the siren, they couldn't believe it. And I was thrilled actually to say surprise. I would like you to know that on Saturday for the event, we will be live on DSTV, and 23 countries in Africa will actually be watching Sierra Leone on stage. We actually are planning to sell our beautiful Sierra Leone. So we just want you to know that, and we would actually love to have your presence there if possible, because you are our patron. and also the fact that apart from the DSTV, will be live on YouTube, on Facebook, and everything like that, and the whole world will virtually have their eyes on Sierra Leone. And for us to be here, we all love our Sierra Leone. We want the best for our country, and we want everyone to know that there is this country called Sierra Leone, and this is what we have to offer. So we would like your presence, Madam First Lady. Thank you.
Thank you. No.
So, Aminata, would you do the vote of thanks first?
You good? Maybe I'll go first.
Fatima, Maada, and the rest is history. Hi, I'm Aminata Adialim-Bandura. I'm manager of Sierra Leone and former Sierra Leone. I would like to say we are so honored to have you here today. And I've never driven so fast in my life. From York, Mozambique resort to get here. And I've never changed my attire so fast. I was in jeans and sneakers. I'm like, I'm missing the first lady. I need to look the fact. She's a model, I'm a model. I need to look the fact. Yes. So I'm really, you are an inspiration to our organization. You are an inspiration to yourself. You are an inspiration to all those beautiful things. They were so excited when they heard the sirens and then we walked in. I'm sure whatever was going on today, they are now happy and are ready for Saturday. So this is like a boost for them for Saturday. Tomorrow they'll be energetic, going to make some money for their rehearsals. I'm sure they are ready for Saturday. Are you ready for Saturday? Yeah! So, the board of Sierra Leone is very grateful, and we are honored that you came up here
pray and hope to see you on Saturday. Thank you so much for bringing me.
Thank you, ladies. Like Dr. Taki said, it was short notice. She came to the office and she bullies me to be here. But I am very happy that I actually honored that. I honor her invitation to be here. In your bag, so people don't think I've given you lots of money. There's no money. But you have your sanitary pad. It's in there. And I gave you a nice blanket. So when you feel cold, so this is for the other miss. She's open. Yes, so let me don't open it. But if you, yes, so it's a shawl. You just put it on and it keeps you warm. And when you're in that mood, you remember me. Okay? So please, yes, and your sanity pad. And of course, if you see my face here, you will see his face here. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, so with this, everybody behind them.
Okay, where you are? Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. So today we are at Excellency. You. No go there. Excellency, Maada visits the contestants in Sierra Leone. So today, we go reach with Her Excellency Dr. Fatima Maada visits the Sierra Leone contestant. Well, Miss Kenema, Miss Koinadogo, Miss Kono, Miss Go, Miss Kenema, Miss Go, Miss Kabala, Miss Bombs, they're all here to go. So Saturday, November 21st, 2023 at the Bin Somani Conference Center. So, as Her Excellency Dr. Fatima Maada, they are visits the Miss Sierra Leone.
Okay, thank you.
Gorich, Swall, Kabbalah, Ujon,
So we need to move quickly.